Jesse Waters, if you're going to Mexico today, you're going into a war zone. Jesse Waters highlights the danger spring breakers are in by going to Mexico and how the cartel crisis should be handled on Jesse Waters Primetime. Two sisters from a Texas border town and another woman are reportedly missing after crossing the border into Mexico last month to sell clothing at a flea market. The Associated Press reported Friday that 48-year-old Marina Perez Rios and her younger sister Maritza Trinidad Perez Rios, 47, haven't been heard from since February 24 after driving to the city of Montemorelos in the Nuevo León state. Their friend, 53-year-old Dora Alicia Cervantes Saenz, was also along for the trip. The two sisters are from the small city of Penitas, which is a few hundred feet from the Rio Grande. It's unclear where Saenz is from. U.S. issues do not travel warning for parts of Mexico as spring break approaches. In these undated photos provided by the Penitas Police Department, from left are sisters Maritza Rios, 47, and Marina Rios, 48, and their friend, Dora Saenz, 53. In these undated photos provided by the Penitas Police Department, from left are sisters Maritza Rios, 47, and Marina Rios, 48, and their friend, Dora Saenz, 53. Penitas Police Chief Raul Bermia told the AP the women's families have been in touch with Mexican authorities, who are investigating their disappearance. The state prosecutor's office has also been investigating the women's disappearance, the AP reported. The FBI and U.S. Customs and Border Protection are also allegedly aware of the missing women, but could not be reached by Fox News Digital Friday night for comment. Bermia said the husband of one of the women talked with her on the phone while the trio was traveling in Mexico on February 24, but he couldn't reach her after that conversation and became concerned. Since he couldn't make contact over that weekend, he came in that Monday and reported it to us. Bermia said the Monday in question would have been February 27. The police chief shared that the women were traveling in a green mid-1990s Chevy Silverado and the city they were traveling to is approximately 3 hours from the border. Deadly Mexico kidnapping highlights dangers of U.S. citizens seeking medical procedures in region. Many questions remain in the disappearance of the three women as limited information has been released publicly, a case that stands in stark contrast to the abduction of 4 Americans who traveled to Mexico for plastic surgery last week. 2 of the 4 were allegedly killed by the Mexican Gulf Cartel after the van they were traveling in was shot at multiple times in the border city of Matamoros, Tamaulipas. Horrifying surveillance video from the area showed the Americans being hauled off from the scene of the shooting in a pickup truck. An innocent Mexican woman was also killed in the shooting. The 2 survivors were found Tuesday in a wooden shack near the Gulf Coast following a massive search involving Mexican soldiers and National Guard troops. On Thursday, the Gulf Cartel apologized for the act of violence against the innocent, stating it goes against their rules, and turned 5 members they say were involved in the shooting and abduction into authorities. 5 members of the Gulf Cartel that the group insists were responsible for the kidnapping and murder of Americans south of the border last week. 5 members of the Gulf Cartel that the group insists were responsible for the kidnapping and murder of Americans south of the border last week. According to the AP, approximately 112,000 Mexicans are missing nationwide, but the only people seemingly looking for them are their loved ones. The outlet noted that the lack of manpower, equipment, and training in Mexico does not even allow for authorities to identify tens of thousands of bodies that have been found.